Good evening, Wellcoin Talk community. Tonight we have an AMA with Degem. Here to talk about that is Robert, J-Lat and Jewel. So I suppose if we can just ask first about a bit of your background in crypto before Degem.
Yeah. So I started off right before the bear market we just went through, right before it hit. So I started off when BNB was like 560. So this was what, like 9 months ago or whatever, 10 months. And I was inspired because I'm getting a little bit older and I'm wanting to start saving a little bit more and investing, and not just saving, but also investing. And I have all these friends telling me at the time, you need to get into stock and you need to invest in Tesla and Apple. And I'm doing all the research. And then I got dang TikTok talking about cryptocurrencies and what's going to the moon. I have no idea what that is. And so I get fascinated with it. I'm always fascinated with new things on the horizon. And long story short, I'm trying to figure out how to get money into this thing. And I'm like, do I take a loan out or how do I do? I don't have a lot of money to start with. And I sold an electric scooter that I had in my garage. And I converted my electric scooter to BNB. And then I started trading tokens. And then I went in on a project as an investor. And I was there as the community manager, and then got bumped up to one of the executive officers, whatever that means. And basically we made a lot of the executive decisions. I was there for quite a few months, met a lot of investors. I heard someone saying you camped out in VC. I also, on the last project I was on, I was there about 18 to 20 hours a day. Currently, I only sleep about 2 to 3 hours a day on my project. And I guess when you pour your sweat, blood, and tears into something, and you don't rug anybody or do anything dishonest, when you walk away from a project, I walked away. There was some disagreements for me on how things were running, and I walked away from that. And then the investors followed me. And 5 months ago, we started saying, hey, let's actually plan this out. Let's fund it out. And let's start building a bunch of things, and then we'll launch. That's kind of the story.
If we could just go into the basics of the buy and sells tokenomics, and then we can go into the multifaceted decks that you're building.
Yeah. So buys and sells 7%. When we set the tax on it, it was at the time a few months ago when everything was like super high tax. And my personal opinion is the next trend is going to be low tax things. A lot of people think like low tax. People are just done with like 40%. You got to be up 40% to break even before you can like take profits. It's ridiculous. And so when we talked with the team, I just said, I just want 7. I don't want any more than that. I want to feed the LP. So we have 2% of that tax is going to LP. 3% is going to development. 2% is going to marketing. We have quite a few of investors that have approached us through whitelist that we've been networking. We have some really great networking guys. And when we did our current whitelist, which is finished, we only had about 120 BNB allocated to that whitelist, and we got about 500 BNB in interest. And through that, we formed strategic partners and have been talking with a lot of guys who've invested in a lot of successful projects. And one of the things that a lot of them have talked about, and maybe even today I can get some feedback here, is having a cool down period after we launch. So we'll have our pre-sale. We have some anti-bot measures. We'll delay launch. It won't be directly after. It'll be 24 hours while we scan through what happened on the pre-sale and make sure everything was legit. Then we'll launch. And when we launch, we're looking at doing a cool down period on the tax, where basically we would double. So we would do a 14% sell maybe for that first 24 hours or something like that. But I'm open to feedback on that.
Awesome. So,
Robert, if you're here, if you want to introduce yourself, I'm sure everybody would love to hear your background.
Yes, please.
My name is Robert Farthing. I am basically an app builder by trade. I own 5 mobile app development companies in the United States, and I build about 400 apps per year. I spent many hours, over 7,000 hours now, building and coding a proprietary program that's ran with AI. I call him George. So I can build a fully branded mobile app using George in about 35 minutes. And so, and then I just go in and tweak a few things, and then it's done. I've built about 30 mobile apps in the crypto space, and so I also code, and my background is marketing. I have an MBA in marketing and a bachelor's degree in computer science. I'm old. I was in the first graduating class of my college for computer science, so I'm 47 years old, and I know I look a lot younger than that, but yeah. So we've been working on this on our exchange, and it's going to blow this space away. I believe all of our investors believe in it, and I don't know if Jules wants me to go into that exchange or if he wants to do it himself. I think he's driving.
Let's see. Was there anything else, Glenn, that we missed on what you said? I just want to make sure that we're clear and to the point today and answer your questions to satisfaction.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I was going to go into the multifaceted DEX exchange you're building. And who's working on that? Yeah, and stuff. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, what I'll do, Rob, is I'll let you carry away some of that, but I just want to explain the vision and kind of the philosophy of it. I learned a lot about crypto from working behind the scenes on projects. And one of the things that kind of puzzles me in this space is that I think the most undervalued product to sell in BSC is innovation and integrity. Two products. It's innovation and integrity. So everyone wants to know innovation, that's fine, but it doesn't mean your team has the integrity to deliver. It doesn't mean that they're good on what they promised, like that they're going to actually deliver it. And so people will say it's all about this hype coin, or it's about this influencer, and it's about that, and it's all these gimmicky things. But one of the things that's blown me away, and looking at integrity when I've worked behind the scenes with people, is how much these, good, can I say good, but damn developers make by creating exchanges, guys. These exchanges make a lot of money, and we maybe you're clued into it, maybe you haven't really thought about it before, but like Pancake Swap with 0.25, you go look at their daily volume, it's a heinous amount of money. And one of the things that we started off with is we said, look, we're not trying to be like a nonprofit token or something like that, but let's give back some of the profit to the token holders. So we are not a token with an exchange that devved an exchange because we just wanted to get a bigger money grab, or we just wanted to be out there with the big boys and send it to the moon. We are an exchange, and the idea of an exchange that is giving you the opportunity to buy a token where you get profits from the exchange through the percentage of the supply that you own of our token. We give away 50% of the profits to the token holders. And there's two reasons why we do that. Number one, we can honestly say as a team, and it excites us, it motivates us. We have very driven people on our team. We make money, you make money. The reason that a lot of exchanges don't give a crap if there's rugs and there's not a lot of work in the space on that is because they make money when it rugs, they make money when it dumps, and they make money when it pumps. They don't make their money the same way that we do as investors. They make the money off of the exchange fees. So our exchange becomes more lucrative for us as a team. You also get rewarded. But also it puts a pressure on us as a team to put a goal out there and say, look, we're going after exchange volume. And exchange volume, in my prediction at least, is that exchange volume will continually to increase the price of the token, because people are not dumb. When they do the math, if our charts took a shit and it didn't cost but maybe 20 grand or 30 grand to get 1% of the supply, well, the way the math breakdown works, if you own 1% of Degem, and we're doing about $25 million of daily volume, it works out to about $960 a day. So you're going to recoup that money pretty quick. And so, so there's that reason. And then, the other thing too, and then I can hand it over to Rob and you can ask any technical questions. I definitely am craving some technical questions, and so I'm down to hear that. But the other thing too is when we're approaching this, innovation is really important. And so we have the next 12 months worth of utilities lined up where we're going to create a cadence to the project, where every 4 weeks we release a new utility. Everyone, gets all hyped up the last week before and then the week after, and then there's 2 more weeks until the next one comes. And we have all of those mapped out. We have 3 audits. One's through Solid Finance, where I have my graphics guy releasing that today. That is a line-by-line code audit of both the exchange and the contract. And then we had a line-by-line audit from Stay Seifu. I had to KYC for all 3 of those. I've KYC'd with my team, my developers. Rob over here is background check happy. And he did a background check for me without me asking on me. And he background checks the people that come onto our team and everything. I
can vouch for that.
And so we try our best, and we're not perfect. And one of my things that I'm adamant on is I will not promise you safety, because it goes into the philosophy of what I'm trying to do in this space with apes. Nothing is safe. Even safe tokens are not safe. You can still lose money. What we're trying to do is we're trying to educate people, and we're trying to give them some utilities that teach the average trader how to read a contract, even if they don't understand code. And so we have a token scanner and some different things like that. So I know I'm going a little bit off path, but I just wanted to kind of share a little bit of the vision and the philosophy of our team. I'm KYC'd and doxed with all of my developers or anyone that's touching anything important. And then they're KYC'd with me. And then if they bring anyone underneath them, then they have them KYC with them as well. But anyway, I know I'm a little off path. I just wanted to try and clear up and just share a little bit of our vision behind it. Sorry, Glenn, if I took up too much time there.
That's all right. No, that's fine. So in the DEX, you're going to offer 50% of the net revenue from trading fees going back to the Degem token holders, which is great. And a real incentive to invest. It's quite unique, actually. But is that going to be set? I imagine if you start going into the hundreds of millions, would that change in future, or would it be original investors? Or
no, it's set. It's going to be 50%. Like that's the way we roll it. And I've told my team, I'm the only person besides the devs that I know and I've worked with on some last projects. Besides the devs, I'm the only person that actually holds the keys to the exchange. They hold the keys to like contracts and stuff like that, which we've all got audited and everything. But I'm the only one that can technically mess this thing up. And we have some equal leverage there where quite a few of my guys, let's just say they're into the security realm in the internet. And I just told them, like, look, whatever we set, let's do it. Let's not change. Don't be a money grabber. Don't go out there, because money changes people, man. I've seen good projects where it changes people. And no, that's going to be set. And the reason it's going to be set is because it motivates me to keep on pumping more profits into the exchange, where then you look at it as an investor. And I mean, when you're buying crap and you're going, oh my gosh, Degem changed my life or whatever, that's only better marketing for us. That's not the moment that you then go, let's take more off the table. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. And how is the security going to be set up with the DEX? Is it similar to Pancake Swap and Uniswap? How will that work?
Yeah. So currently it's forked through Pancake Swap. Sorry, I'm just parking, guys, and my wife is like, dude, you're wrecking things. I'm trying to multitask. It's forked through Pancake Swap. And the reason we wanted to start with a fork, like many people do, is there's security issues if you try and just write all this stuff up on your own. Not only that, it's time consuming, but you've never tested it on the masses. So we forked from Pancake Swap. And we're currently going to be routing all of our liquidity through them. But on top of that, in the future, we've looked at hosting our own liquidity as well. But we got to take it in baby steps. We can't run before we walk. And one of the things that really bothers me in this BSC space is so many projects try and run before they walk. And so we're just trying to get the walking part down now. As far as security, we have a guy that goes by the name of Codex. He's worked for, I can say this because he's talked about it openly on our VC, but he's worked for the Australian government, and he's helped them with a lot of the security and different things like that. He works for us now, and I basically went to him the other day and said, "Hey, this is our exchange. I want you to go break it, hack it, mess it up, DDoS attack it, do everything you can." And he went away and came back. Rob, you know code as well. You've been working with code for years. Maybe you can chime in a little bit too and share with them kind of the security tests we did the other day. That way it's not just me talking the whole time.
Sure. We've ran a lot of security tests on all of our programs through code. He has been a security, one of the main security guys for the country of Australia for many years. And so he knows his security stuff. So, but I wanted to talk about our exchange first and why us instead of someone else. So we all know PooCoin. Okay. They have a $10 million market cap. They charge 1%, just like we do, to use their platform, right? They give their holders nothing at all. So that's when we decided we're going to give 50% back to our holders, make them happy. But why would someone want to use our exchange as opposed to PooCoin? Well, we have a contract reader into our exchange. So when you open up our exchange, the first thing you're going to see is you can search for anything on the BSC network, any token. Once you type in the name, you click select. Underneath that, 12 pieces of information are going to pop up. Their buy fees, their sell fees, gas fees, buy and sell. Is the ownership renounced? Is the liquidity pool locked? Do they have the ability to change the fees? Do they have blacklist ability? What are the top 5 holders and what percent do they own of that token? You can then click on it. It will show you their wallets. What percentage the dev wallet owns. So, and then whether or not we feel it's a rug. So basically, if you have a friend call you right now and say, you need to go look into that BBB token. Well, you can go to PooCoin and pull up BBB. It's going to show you the market cap. So do we. It's going to show you the liquidity pool. So does ours, everything. However, it's going to give you that breakdown information right away. And I don't know how many of you have went to purchase a token. You put in at 5% slippage and it doesn't go through. You put in 10, it doesn't go through. Put in 15, it doesn't go through. Now you've got to do the research on that token by finding their website, trying to find what their tokenomics are and why they're so damn high. We're going to give you all of that information at the touch of your fingertips. So as soon as you type in a contract or the name, select it, all the information that you need to know about that token is right there. Underneath that will be their chart.
Hey, Rob.
Today. Yes.
Dude, you crushed it. Can I just, can I recognize we got Trey in here? I was just scrolling. I was hoping he was in here. What up, Trey? Guys, this is our lead developer. He's our Solidity dev. He's dev'd the launchpad for us. Can you hear me, Trey? I think he's just listening.
Okay.
All right.
He just unmuted. But yeah, that was the point that I was just trying to make, that's why people will want to use our exchange, is that everything's right there. You don't have to search. It's already there.
Yeah, and we got a couple other things, like we have stop loss that we're integrating into our wallet, and a couple different things that we're working on behind the scenes. But yeah, that's the gist of it. But we have done security audits, internal. The launchpad, everyone was like, hey, why don't you do a public audit? But the moment you do that, then your code goes out. And so we did an internal security audit, and then we test netted the contract 86 times to continually refine it. And if anyone has any questions on that and they want to know deeper into the more of the dev language, the guy with 3 fire symbols in here, he's actually our lead dev. I think he's just coding something in the background right now.
Right, yeah, but if we could go back to that, the 50% net revenue from trading fees will go back to Degem token holders. If this project becomes 10, 20% of Pancake Swap, Uniswap, we're talking about huge amounts of figures, are we, for early investors?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what you're talking about.
No, if I could jump on that too, when we're looking at the volume that runs through the exchange, that's also feeding into marketing and to feeding the promotion of the token. So, you know, on top of being able to give back 50% of the profits right direct to investors, which, you know, let's be honest, that's really going to help the chart and make this chart something that I think is going to be very different from things we're used to. But with the marketing budget that could come from the volume running through the exchange, we have such a huge potential to grow this thing and into, you know, something that hasn't been seen too often. But I think Pancake Swap's a good coin to look at as far as what utility they offer. But our utility in the end is better, and sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. It just got to be refined a little bit, and that's what we're doing.
You know, just to add the token.
Hey, this is J-Lat, guys. J-Lat is he's our project manager.
Yeah, just to add on that, basically, like, so say the figures were absolutely crazy in terms of the 50%, what that's going to holders. Well, all that's going to do is the token has just got the intrinsic value. So people buy the token for the passive income. So it's dividends, isn't it, basically? So if the rewards are huge, what we're sending, well, then the token price is going to be huge because people, it's based on that revenue. So we want to grow the revenue. We've grown it strategically, so we can fund everything and reward the holders to add that intrinsic value. So everyone's a winner. If the token price is rising and the revenue is rising, everyone wins. And they should go in conjunction with it.
Yeah, is there any sort of figures on that? You know, I mean, that's in the future, but, you know, say I invest $1,000 and I'm getting the revenue from the trading fees, what sort of money I could make as an early investor, you know?
Yeah, well, Rob,
yeah, we do have a graphic.
Rob knows about it. 1% of the supply, isn't it, Rob?
Yep, and I also believe that if you were to put in 1,000 right at launch, the average token ratio, you know, obviously it depends how quick you get in, but that would be 0.1% of the supply. So, you know, $1,000, you're roughly making 10% of what the 1% figure we talked about earlier, which was, I think it's like $967 per day. So if
you make
$26 per day, you're literally getting a 10% return per day if that volume is there. But I truly believe with the marketing and the team we got, it's going to blow.
Yeah, but also on top of that, that's just if the volume always stayed at 25 million, which if you go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, and I'm not a big person about hating on other projects, but I am a very competitive person. You have to be if you want to take market share. You've got to be really competitive. And if you go look at the competition of like, you know, 0.23% of the exchange volume that's happening in DeFi right now would be about $23 million in daily volume. If you go to CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, go to the exchange page and scroll down the list, what you'll see that most of that money is made in their stable coins, some of their farms, you know, and maybe their own token. And they've done a great job. I'm not bagging on that, but I mean, I really think we have the opportunity to take this to the 100 million, the 200 million, the 300 million in daily volume, as long as what we also do is continue to innovate utilities that draw people in as the draw card.
We've got people, we did the whitelist. We wanted to raise 125 BNB and we had 500 BNB pledged. We've got people in the group with the one guy, he's got a holding, what's he's got, Rob? 200 million he's got, and they all want to ape in on it. So like, it's got the potential, and then Rob's going to develop apps and put links. Everyone who gets an app, when they go to buy and sell their token, it goes to Degem exchange. So he can do the apps for cheaper than basically anyone and give them all to all these projects, and they'll show like your chart, all your links to like your white paper, your roadmap, or everything you need on just a one app. And we can give all these projects the app, and then it's just linking to Degem exchange. So you can just push the volume right up. And Steve was saying about advertising other groups, weren't you, Steve?
Yeah, definitely. And I think Robert could touch on this a little bit more. We were actually discussing this here about an hour ago. He had to go shower and shower his ass there. So, but the app that he was talking about, it's not only an app that's going to promote the token, but it's something that could be delivered to other tokens. And this is an app that also can compile your social media and your Coin Hunt, Coin Sniper, Coin Vote, all your upvote sites that you need for any token, and it can be applied to any one. So, when you use this app, it's something that instead of having to go through and log into these individual Coin Hunt websites or CMC or CoinGecko, you can literally upvote, 30 different things, and that can be done in under a minute. And anybody who's a shiller out there, they know that this is a huge thing for the crypto world. But if you want to touch on that, that would be great.
Sure. I'll just give you the brief breakdown of what's in there. It has all of a token's upvote sites in there. So they would just click upvote. All of the icons are there. They would click on Coin Sniper, hit the up button for the upvote, hit the back button, click on Coin Vote, hit the upvote button, hit the back button. Literally, it allows just even the regular Degem that's in your group that is not part of the shill group to be able to, if they're in traffic or on a commercial break while they're watching a TV show, upload all your sites once a day, which really makes a difference. All the social media is in there as well, so they can follow you on social media, everything without leaving the app. Also, it's easily shareable. But one of the best parts about the app is that it's a progressive web app. So it's if I built one for a token, it will be branded to them. Then they can be anywhere in the world and trade on our exchange without downloading the exchange app. It's just coded into our app. So let's say China, where MetaMask and Trust Wallet and everything is blocked. It is not blocked in the app. So they can still continue to trade without the government cracking down and kicking their door in. So there's a lot of benefits to the mobile app. Push notifications out to certain teams if you wanted to break them up into teams, or a push notification to everyone that's downloaded it because there's something new coming out. So a lot of things. One thing I'll touch on that we haven't talked about yet that we need to get out is that we have something called our Refinery, where we will go to tokens. A lot of tokens open up with developers, let's say 3 guys with a great idea, but they don't know how to market or shill or anything. They don't know how to run a VC. So we have a large team that we will send over a mod, a couple admins. We'll build them a mobile app. We'll help them shill. We'll help them in VC. We'll do AMAs, whatever. But there's so many tokens out there that are stuck at about a $700,000 market cap that we know are legit. They just can't grow. So we tried this on one token. We did it with 8-bit Doge. Developer, very busy, continuing to build their game. We went in, they were at a 600,000 market cap. Within 2 weeks, they went up to a $5.6 million market cap after we were there for 2 weeks. And we're continuing to work with them. And so with those projects, we'll end up building them an app and putting our exchange in it. So we will receive the volume for everything that that goes through them and their community that buys somewhere else. And that just pumps up our exchange and makes our holders make more money.
Yeah.
I wanted to go into the Refinery. You've got IDOs and fair launches shared on Degem Exchange. Will there be KYC and doxing of projects that you would support? So look for long-term legit projects on the BSC?
And I can answer that. What we would always say, right, is that we're never promising safety. So what we would do is we can say, we can do that for you, and we respect if you want that done, we'll take your money and we'll put you a badge. But we're never going to then tell people, oh, these projects are safe and they're worth buying. Like with the Refinery, what we would do is make sure whatever project it is, so it could be like an initial idea and you don't have a clue how to do anything. And we can take that through the process and look at every aspect and make sure it's basically, it's a moonshot. It's got to have a unique idea and everything going for it. That's where then we can like say to these people with an idea, so what do you need? We can basically do everything, and then Rob can do them an app. We can build that community. Like I said to like Steve, like when he gets a bigger team, he can go on these other projects as well. We can just build up like an empire of devs, all the staff. So then we can just put onto these projects, and then we can just launch these gems. And then we're going to have tokens. We'll go into the gem caves, and then you can stake Degem for them. So we only want to have one of these projects probably like once a month. But then what we've got is we've got like a tier 2 where say it's got everything going, but it's not a really unique idea. It's not a gem, so we can just upsell them products and services. and then the lowest tier is going to be the same as like pink sale, so it's just a straight listing. But the only ones we're actually saying that are legit, because we know we've worked with them and we know that they've done everything they should, are the top tier. And then, but we wouldn't ever promise safety in terms of, we still can't say they're safe, can we? Because no one knows. Like, there's so many things what can go with projects, isn't there? Even if it's not just rugging it blatantly, they can fail because of greed, or it's like anything, can't they?
So,
Exactly.
token investors,
basically the process of I'm sorry, Glenn. Yeah, so basically the process here is going to be ran through our team, and the vetting is going to be extremely stringent. That this isn't willy-nilly, we're letting anybody in. This is we're going to vet them ourselves. We're going to make sure we're doing our due diligence to make sure that anything that we offer is going to be, hopefully a very good project. Obviously everybody has to do their own research and make sure they're checking into projects, but at least that we've had a team of very, very capable individuals going through and making sure that your due diligence is not going to be as heavy as it would be through, per se, other exchanges, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So with this, with the investors, if they stake their Degem tokens through the Gem Cave, they can get gift tokens in the projects that are on the on the exchange.
Yeah, what we've said are going to be like our basically like flagship projects. We don't want to put our name on anything what we know isn't amazing. It's the best it can be, because ultimately our philosophy on this is we've got a lot of people in our group and we're respected. We've been doing everything right so far. So if we put our name on anything, people are going to automatically, like, our big credibility transfers to that. And we don't want people then to put on projects what we haven't looked at properly. We're putting our name to something, that's our track record, isn't it? So we want to just help and do everything for projects if we have to, just to bring them gems on. And then, like I said, the DJ.
I just want to clarify too, Jay, when we say we don't want to put our, we don't want our names attached to them unless they're all legit, like that's at the highest tier, right? Obviously, when you talk about these lower tiers, DX sale, pink sale listings, yeah, that's great. Like, do your pre-sale through us. Hey, maybe we have an opportunity to upsell you. And one of the things I'm hoping to in the future is people come through and they're like, oh, I just want to list with you, and like just leave me alone. And we're only doing 6% fee as a launch pad. And then you have, we're not taking 1% or 2% of the supply of your tokens for our team to dump on your ass. We're taking 0. And what our thing is that we want to upsell you. We want to add value. And the more we can add value, we can turn around to our investors. And in the beginning, it'll just be Degem and holders. But in the future, you'll have to hold a certain amount. We'll turn around and say, hey, before we tell the public that we're partnering with these guys, you guys can get in and maybe we can do a private AMA with them or whatever, right? And so we want to create some value there on the back end. But I just want to clarify too, without getting us too far off topic, that this is, as I'm listening to you guys talk, because we've been grinding it out in the background, and sometimes we lift our head up and it's like, oh crap, there's like 44 people in this VC. That's cool. This is an investor's token. And the people that will lose a lot of money on this will be the apes and the degens that come in and they're just looking for a quick flip. And then they're going to flip, and I know what's going to happen. They're going to come back 3 months later when it's mooning hard, and they're going to buy back in, or 4 months later, or whatever, however long it takes.
Yeah, they're going to lose out. Have to buy back in. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just got to give us the time. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to
Has this been recorded?
Exaggerate. Yeah. I don't want to ever exaggerate.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever exaggerate exactly what our intentions are. You know what I mean? And our intentions are, we're delivering a lot of utilities at the front. We're already working on the next reskin of the exchange and the swap page and the Gem Cave and everything. Like, we're already working on that, like in the background. It's going to take time in this hyper BSC space, but we're not using it takes time as an excuse to do nothing. Like legit networking and doing all these things behind the scene. But the people that will lose out the money are the people who don't understand that. Now, if you have hard questions and what's going on here, like, that's not where we're going to turn around and go, it takes time, trust the team, bro. It's like, yeah, we welcome the questions because we need to educate people in this space that, you know, you got to understand what you're investing in, and that helps everybody, doesn't it?
Definitely. So will there be a charge to the projects to be on the platform? And what will then profits be used for, marketing and maybe investors in the future?
So JLAT, I'll actually let you explain how we've talked a lot about the 50% to the token holders, but we haven't talked about, you know, the other 50% and how that goes into the incubator, the refinery, and how we fund those things.
Yeah, like just to go into like the products and services, what we're actually going to do is we just brought a guy on. He's going to ask people what they want. You'll have like a price list, so we can say like, this is everything we can offer, and then he'll invoice them out. And then what he will do is he will take off the fee, like the finder's fee, and then he's going to half of that is then going to go back to holders out of the profits what we get. So all the products and services we're upselling is going to be boosting the rewards again. Yeah, and then as far as like the tokens, there's a full supply. Well, the revenue, sorry, 50% that goes to holders. Then we've got 20% what goes to team, 10% marketing, 10% dev, and and refinery, sorry, and 10%. But the thing is, what we've done because we're running them departments separately, so have their own people what are in charge, because they'll just get paid off the exchange volume, you see. So we want these people like basically to become their own bosses and just work. We've said if you bring extra staff on, we'll just pay you a certain percentage, and then you pay them out of your money, and we're just going to work it like that. So they like manage their own budgets, they run independently. Then the project managers are just looking over. So we want to turn it into a working business, basically, how we're all running it, and everyone just gets a chance to be their own boss.
And Glenn, one thing that I'd like to add is that, in this space with BSC, there's a lot of hype on projects based on promises, okay? We are actually launching with 3 utilities, okay? We are launching with these. It's not going to be, we launch, please give us your money, and then we promise 6 months down the road we're going to have this. We're launching with 3 working utilities, and we'll be building a new utility every 4 weeks for the next 9 months that we already have planned out. And awesome. Our investors make 50% of whatever we make off of those. So for an example, PooCoin has their ads. We have ad spaces too. Anyone that does the ads on there, our holders will be getting 50% of the income coming in, even from those.
Actually, I want to clarify on that. And maybe JLAT, you've touched. Hey guys, welcome to a team meeting like we normally have. JLAT, you just mentioned like the 50%, is going back to the shareholders. Have we changed that just in the last few days and I haven't got an update, or because I know we've talked about the difference
out of our net what we would get. So basically, you're gonna have the 50% what goes to. You're gonna have 50% what goes to the person what's running that department at the refinery, and 50% the exchange, and then 50% of that. So that's the net. That's the revenue, isn't it? And then they're gonna have 50% of the net revenue.
Yeah.
The holders.
Yeah, but things like there's a staking fee, and then there's banner ads. There's a few other things that maybe won't really require like products and services as far as people involved that we're having to contract out. The last I heard, we were actually going to be taking those to make sure that we could put it back into the refinery to pay people, because it's going to be exorbitant to basically pay our own people to go over there. They need to be able to be paid to go do work, right? And so to pay them to go over there and do that, they've got to be paid for it, but it's got to come from somewhere, and we want it to come from an honest place. So rather than spreading out a $2,000 banner ad across 10,000 holders or 5,000 holders and everyone gets like a penny, we just add value by continuing to feed the team that's going over and creating more projects that help us create more volume. Unless you guys have changed that, which I'm down with. But
awesome. So what's the size of the team and the devs working on the DEX exchange? And are they paid now, or is that how they'll be paid in the future with 20% from trading fees?
So the team right now is we have 4 developers, a security dev, an app developer, a lead developer on Solidity, and then we also have a contracted dev who has helped us develop the exchange. And all of those people are all KYC'd with me. And then we have, obviously, I think one of your guys is in here. You know, you got Steve, you got some of these other guys that are on marketing, but we have 2 project managers. We have myself as the CEO. We have a team of people that are running our refinery. I think it's like about 5 or 6 people that are running that right now. We have about 3 or 4 people that are running the launch pad right now. And then we obviously have Elwin, and he's looking after our community. And I think he's got like 20 mods or something like that. So we've got a decent team, but the team tokens are 10%. They're going to be vested over a 4-month period. All right. And we have a group of investors that are going to be watching the blockchain 24/7, 365. And that doesn't make us nervous at all. That makes us excited because we get to brag about that a little bit. And we're going to make sure that when it comes to tokens, obviously you do have to sell tokens, and, you know, you pay some people in tokens to give them vested interest, but it can't be anything exorbitant or anything that would threaten the project. And so we're going to do our best to be fair on that. So we do have a large team.
I'm sorry
Sometimes
to
we
interrupt,
get,
but can I touch on the marketing team real quick?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Yeah, so basically, you know, they hired me to take over the marketing manager position, and basically I brought on 8 people so far. Anybody here in this whale chat, you probably know half of them. We're all honest, reliable guys, and we're basically setting up the marketing team to. Everybody has their own role. Everybody's going to be doing their own position, and everybody's going to be promoting what they're strongest at. And the team that I've brought on so far, out of any project I've ever worked on, I'm not going to mention any other names, but most of the people in here know where I'm at. This is probably the best marketing team I've ever set up in my life, and I'm super excited about it. I'm actually going to be bringing on 3 or 4 other people, and these people are heavy hitters. So we've got the marketing plan set up and getting designed as we speak. There's many people working on it right now as we speak during this AMA, and the marketing team is really blowing up.
Do you want to mention our conversation, what we had last night, in terms of where we're at with the project, in terms of what our plans are with the marketing going forward, what we've told you to do, basically? If you can brief.
I can go into that in a second, but yeah, that's great. I always bring that up from Ghostface days where everyone worked for free. That, you know, the team are being paid in the future and each month and stuff. So that makes a more solid project. When you get to 75, 100 million market cap, if people aren't paid, then projects seem to go tits up. So that's great. You planned that out great.
On this, unlike Ghostface, I've already paid all my guys, and they're already in there, paid, ready to roll, and everybody's very, very happy and very excited. So it's very unlike some other things that may or may not have happened in the past.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So we can go into marketing in a minute. I just wanted to go over. You're going to do contract analysis, limit orders, and stop losses as well on the deck. So how will that work?
So I basically got together with the developers, and I had someone say to me, "Hey, we can do stop loss." And I was like, "Well, that's cool. That's awesome. That sounds great." I said, "You don't have to sell me on it because I'm really interested, but because I don't speak dev, you know, I'm not a dev guy. I'm like the guy that's leading this. That's like your trader that has a background in like sales and marketing, and it's like, it bothers the shit out of me that I can't do this on my phone. Dev, why can't I do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, dude, because it's really complicated." And when we got together with the devs, I said, "Dude, I just went and tried to dump like $10,000 worth of tokens on Bitmart and a centralized exchange. I did limit orders and different things like that. It didn't execute. It took 3 hours to do. It only sold 50% of my bag. I ended up losing money on that all-time high that I was trying to sell on. And now I'm pissed." And basically what it comes down to is when you put these assets on a centralized exchange, although they are your assets, they're stored on their exchange with their liquidity or whatever, right? And so when you go to execute that limit order, and this is even true with Bog Finance that's decentralized, they actually have people who are manually executing those orders for you, right? And so if you want a truly, and because I'm a degen at heart, I'm like, well, then why the crap can a guy set up a bot to destroy a project or make profits or however you view bots, right? And he can go to sleep and it's stinking doing stuff while he's sleeping. And then over here, we got these centralized exchanges and it's being executed manually. Are you kidding me? And so basically what we realized was, with bots, you have to put in your private key and then you can execute those things. The APIs still have to refresh and sometimes they can time out. But if you created a wallet, people would be, and you did all the security audits and it was like the next safe pal or whatever, and you made sure you ticked all the boxes, made sure it was safe. Nothing is stored on a server. It's all stored locally on the user side, like keys and everything like that. And you can prove that and you can execute something like that. When the stop loss comes out, it will come out in tandem with our wallet, because you have to basically, without giving too much of the secret sauce away, you're getting a lot of the power of a bot, but you're not getting the ability to do a lot of things that bots can do. It's just the stop loss that we're focused on. And you got to be able to be connected to that all the time. To call a contract on the blockchain, you have to be able to authorize that, that key to do that. And you need your private key to be able to do it. So I don't know if I know that's a deep dive into the technical analysis, but basically stop loss on centralized exchanges are great. They're phenomenal. But because you haven't put your private key of your wallet in, and all those wallets are stored online for them, they're executing that with staff, which is that's an exorbitant cost. And you could do a bot individually and it would cost you, just the cost of the bot, and you wouldn't have to have staff to do that. And so we're kind of pioneering a way to kind of look at that with our app.
Awesome. So what's the sort of timeline for each part of the project going forward? What's the future dates for, I mean, I know you can't be sort of specific, because if you offer that to an investor and it doesn't come out on the X date, it's into Moan, but yeah.
Well, what I'll do is I'll give you priorities. How about we do that, right? Instead of exact dates. I think that one of the things we've talked about with Rob, Rob, you can even touch base a little bit on this as far as the wallet. I think it's 60 or 70% coded. We're working on UI and stuff like that right now. But stop loss is very important to us because that's going to be a big splash, right? And what's also important to us is, we've got a few utilities that I literally will not mention until the day we launch it, because they either haven't been done or they've never been done the way we're going to do. And I know that sounds real bullshit to say, but I've seen ideas stolen, and I don't mind if you want to steal some of my ideas, because good luck trying to operate, at that constant pace. We're always coming up with ideas. There's a reason I have 4 developers on my team, right? They're slow down, right? So go ahead and copy some of my ideas, but there's some I'm going to keep close to the vest, right? But stop loss is very important to us. The app is very important to us. Being able, Rob, do you want to touch base on the app? And JLat, if you have anything that you want to touch base on with the utilities that maybe I'm kind of missing. I know we have our roadmap on things that we're going to be releasing, but if you guys want to jump in too.
No, I'd say you've just about covered it. You said, yeah.
They're been quiet about everything that's going on.
Yeah, we already have planned out all of these utilities, and we may even give the community a chance to vote on what they want to see next. So we'll say, okay, we're going to do this, or this. What do you want to see in the next 4 weeks? So the dev team is going to constantly be working to put out new products, because we want to keep the FOMO going, and it's all going to be under the Degem brand. Now, one of my nightmares is that we sell out all 100 million tokens. Well, if we do, we'll just start another Degem 2, i.e.
No, we don't. No, when they sell out, they're gone.
And then we're going to have to throw the projects over there, and we'll just start over again and give other people a chance to get 50%. give other people a chance to get 50% of our profits. So, but yeah, that's a nightmare of mine that we're going to sell out our 100 million tokens, and what are we going to do? So, but one thing I can tell you is that with giving everyone 50% of the profits of our exchange, and just like he said in the beginning, Jules, he said, we are an exchange that has a token. So even if our token got wrecked and drops down to 400,000 market cap, if you're a 1% holder, you are still getting 1% of the volume going through our exchange. Okay, I just want to make that clear. So so that's my fear of it selling out if something happened. But we're really not worried about it. We've got so much that are ahead of us, and we're all pumped. I can't even sleep. I work a lot. I usually sleep 4 hours a night. I'm getting 2 because I keep waking up every time I go to sleep. So very anxious, guys, for the second to come for this launch.
Same for us, yeah. We're always waking up and checking on the Welcome Talk. So yeah, if we can go into the marketing then, and the marketing that's going to be, pushed towards the exchange as well. How's that going to work in the future?
Oh
You
boy,
want to head that up, Steve?
Yeah, so right now our main concentration is going to be to concentrate on the marketing here for what we have in the foreseeable next couple days. So we're pumping up to launch. Up to launch, we want to make the biggest bang we can in this space, and after launch, we are already getting things set up for what needs to happen in those next few days. I don't want to mention too much because obviously if it goes out everywhere, it can hinder the chances. But right now, the marketing team, we have 8 new members. There's 18 total, and I'm bringing in 4 new members as well. The 8 that I've brought in are very close people that are related to this chat and many others. People who we know can deliver, and people who we know are honest people and are able to get the job done. So that's been my focus on building the marketing team. The marketing team right now, I would anticipate by the end of the week, we'll probably be at 25. And we're already pumping huge numbers. We've already increased our chat just today alone by 1,500 members, give or take. Obviously that's going to come down. With the marketing,
they're active users, Steve. They're active users, Steve.
100%. Yep. Our chat is going very well. We've already got about a 50% ratio as far as active members to who's online and who's not. When we're moving forward here, we have a good plan in place. We're going to be hitting the smaller marketing items like Reddit, Coin Sniper, Coin Hunt, all the normal shit that every token does. That's nothing special. But those are going to be pumped until we hit the solvency volume or until we hit the rate where we know it's saturated. Once it's saturated, we give it a break and we move on to other things. But on top of that, we also have many shilling groups going. We're going to be doing some contests as well. On top of that, we are also going to be moving forward with listings that are going to come very quickly after launch. And once those listings hit, we have different methods that we're going to be providing to hopefully be able to hit the top 4 lists that are out there in some of the main listing sites. And if we're able to do that after launch, which I'm 100% confident we can do with the team we have, we're going to have an amazing launch. And then from there, we build the solid floor where everybody's making profits off of this exchange. So any whales that want to get in, you really want to get in before we do this big pump. I'm saying that as a friend, and everybody knows me here. So, that this is something that I'm personally putting a lot of cash on in myself because I truly believe in the project. I'm really excited about it. So as we're moving forward, the marketing team's going to grow. With any crypto, you have to make sure that your marketing plan is flexible and amiable. So we're going to be making sure that it's relating to what is needed at the moment. And we're also doing many out of the box marketing thinking as well. You know, we're going to be running Facebook ads, Twitter ads. We're going to be running basically any ad you can think of. We're going to have it. We're just considering PooCoin ads, but I mean, we all know those are hit or miss. Anybody who knows marketing knows what I'm saying. But with those, basically, we're going to be improving on every single day. We have a daily voice chat with all the top devs. Everybody's very involved. And, you know, I'm saying this as a member of the project at this point, but I've been involved in so many projects. I've seen so many devs who don't deliver, who don't respond, who aren't responsive, who can't actually handle the problems that you give them. But with this project, I have not been let down one time. I'm so excited. These devs, they're solid guys. They really are. I'm very, very excited.
Awesome. It sounds like the perfect ghost face that could have gone to $1 billion, but yeah.
I'm not going to.
So I know Stephen H. and Elwin are top marketing guys, so that'll be great. And Elwin Lewis has actually become community manager as well at Degem.
Yes.
Correct?
Yep,
awesome.
Correct. Yeah.
Correct.
Well, yeah, so you've got great guys on the project from the BSC, you know, the top people. So, you know, it's sky's the limit. Did we go across audits and team doxing? Have some people dox themselves? Or?
Yeah. So Rob, myself, my name is Ben. I don't mind sharing it here. I don't publicly dox, and I'll tell everyone why. I got a death threat just this last week from someone who's connected to another project that would consider us to be a competition. I got a family. This space is a little weird, and I've received death threats before, and my wife's not too keen on getting death threats, you know, in crypto and everything. And so, hey, babe, I'll be right there. Can you go? I actually have a little family thing that I have to go to soon, but I know my team is capable of finishing off this AMA. Hopefully that doesn't look bad. I just understand I've had no family life or social life for the past few months. And so I've got to go to this thing. I can't tell my wife anymore that I'm not going to something. But yeah, so
we all know it. A happy wife is a happy life.
Go. Yeah, my daughter's crying. So I've KYC.
Yeah, as far as doxing, we've all doxed to each other.
I'm gonna leave it with you guys. I gotta bounce. My kids.
Sorry, buddy.
I never do this, but I trust my team, or I wouldn't do this.
Take care.
I cycled to my girlfriends in between AMAs. Yeah, don't worry. You've got to keep the family happy. Yeah. No problem.
We're all doxed internally. I actually have given my personal cell phone number out for people to call me if they need me in an emergency, and to text me is the best way to get in touch with me on my phone. I've given out all of my websites to all the companies I own. So yeah, I don't mind. I'm always on, usually on voice chat on camera. You see my Degem shirt, right? We have a store. We have a store, and
I can vouch for that. He gave me the cell phone. I'm going to text him at 3:00 in the morning tonight and see if I get an answer, and I'll keep you guys updated.
I'll still be up, guys, and so I don't mind showing my face because I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and we have an open carry law here, and I have a gun in every room of my house. So come threaten my life, and so I'm not really worried about it because I know, number one, I'm not going to dick anybody over on any project, because the worst thing I hate is someone that rugs a project right from underneath you. My AI called me one night, Glenn, that I have him set up to follow the blockchain so that if there's any changes in 1% in the contract of buy or sell, to call me on my phone, and it doesn't matter what time. And so I got several of those calls with rate, by the way. But this one, it had a 25% or $25,000 buy-in, a 20,000 and an 18. And my AI system, George, called me to let me know. So I roll over, I look at the project that I'm invested in, and it was actually the dev. And so what I did was I dumped my bag, all of it. I 5 times my money, but 3 minutes later, they rugged the entire project. everything.
Terrible. Yeah.
Marketing cap, liquidity, everything.
And that just goes to show too the skill of the team. You know, when that's involved with our vetting team, when we're bringing new coins on and we're having to put, you know, obviously we're not putting our name on them, but we're doing our best research to make sure that they're good tokens for our investors. This is the team that you have behind you who's going to be protecting, you know, every one of our investors.
That's right.
Definitely.
So,
so the audits as well. What's planned for that?
I didn't hear you because I was talking at the same time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. The audits, yeah. What's planned for that in the future? Yeah.
The audit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already have one audit completed. You can go to staysafefood.org. It's on there. We got a 91. They found one. We've already fixed what they found, so our other audit will come back. So we got a really high score on it. That was a line-by-line audit of the contract. Now we have an audit going on right now that's complete. We're just adding our logo to it, and that was auditing our exchange and our contract again. So we have 3 audits that will be done before launch. So we just want to be we're actually very transparent with our community. And we're on voice chats. I have some of our investors call me on my cell phone just to shoot the shit, give ideas. And so we're very transparent. We're very open. We're very honest. We're not looking to hurt anybody. We are trying to help this space. And just like Jules said, not make it safer, but educate people, educate the degens and turn them into degems. We want to educate them on what they should be putting their money in. And that's why we have that contract scraper / reader that comes right up immediately on our exchange. Let them know that they should buy in or not.
Okay, so we've got the pre-sale coming up on 2nd of November, 9 p.m. UTC, which is 10 p.m. in the UK for me. How can people get involved? Is there a whitelist? Is it on Pink Sale, DX Sale? And was there a private sale before that?
Yeah,
there was a private sale. And the private sale, you had to fill out an application for it on Google. And so we looked through the applications, and basically it was saying, how can you help our community? Do you have, they would put down there that they have a large Twitter following, or they're an influencer, or they want to get 1%. So we had to pick between 300 applications to knock it down. We only had 23 5BNB spots and 10 1BNB spots for that whitelist. And so we picked them, we put them in a whitelist group, and they submitted their money for the whitelist. Now the pre-sale, we are launching on our own launch pad. And in that launch pad, I don't know if Trey is still in here or not, but Trey built the launch pad. It's already been used to launch other projects in the past. It has been test netted 86 times. And so we're doing it ourselves. And that's the same launch pad that we'll be using for our refinery when new tokens want to launch. We're actually launching one 5 days after we're launching. We already have people waiting in line to get launched on our launch pad. So in that, he has built in many bot catchers to catch bots. So basically, if you bought our pre-sale, you're going to get wrecked because we don't like botters either. So we would love to put it all into our liquidity pool and make everybody happy. So that's what will happen.
Awesome. And what's going to be the soft cap and hard cap on the pre-sale?
We got a 300 and 500 on the pre-sale. So we've already been offered in our whitelist alone over 500 BNB in applications. So I don't think we're going to have a problem hitting that.
Awesome. And what's the minimum, maximum to buy in?
It is 0.2 and maximum is 3 BNB.
I would add on that as well. We're going to be having the sale in BUSD. We did an initial. We did 150 BNB private sale at the very start of the project, and that was basically the people what we knew. We didn't have a website, nothing. The Telegram was actually called Project X, and we just said, look, we're going to do something. Does anyone want to get involved? And we talked about an exchange, talked about the rewards model, but it was just an idea. And we raised 150 BNB. Then we planned, that's paid for all the development. So we've managed to, obviously, we're launching the exchange. We're launching it with the, it's going to have the contract, it's going to have the data, obviously the contract data. So it's going to tell you, obviously, it's going to check the contract, analyze it, and then it'll tell you, like, is it a honeypot? Is it the liquidity lock, all the taxes, everything about if the contract basically is safe, and then how many wallets minting functions. We're going to be having that chart, the custom UI. We paid for all of that off the auto slippage with the money from the private sale, and then we did a whitelist just to get strategic investment. So we had 33 spots. We said fill in a form, and it was basically, what can you offer us? And we've networked massively. We've had loads of good offers, and we've had tremendous value from that. And yeah, and then obviously going on to then, so I think we can, yeah, smash it with it, to be fair. It's in terms of with our own, on our own launchpad as well. If we bought it, well, if someone else bots it, then we're making money, aren't we? And it's a big statement on our launching on our own launchpad. So if we're successful, what I know we will be, it should fly, in my opinion, because of them things.
Yeah, great. So I can open up to the team or investors for any questions for the Degem team. Anyone got any questions?
Hey, I got question. Most of the scanner available on the market only shows the total buy and sell tax. Does your platform have the ability to identify what are the breakdown of each buy and sell tax, for example, the marketing fee, liquidity, buyback, and etc., and the address as well? It would be a great feature to be implemented, as there's none out there. Another question regarding stop loss, is it premium feature that require you to hold certain amount of token to unlock?
So as far as the stop loss, that's just going to be a feature, free feature. And what was the other question?
I got that question. That was on the contract. Is it going to be, yeah, the contract reader? Are we going to have the breakdown of the tokenomics? Right now, it's just going to show you the buy and sell. We can end up doing a breakdown of the tokenomics, but that's not, that we have to dive deeper into each contract to get that. The reason why we're just doing the buy and the sell right now is to pretty much show you that it's not a honeypot. So it'll say buy percent 6, 40% sale. That's something you probably don't want to ape in on at that point. But if it's 5% and 5%, everything looks good. And it pulls it instantly. So it's not stored and cached from somewhere. It is instant. I've been told by some of the people tonight I need to smile on this camera because I look angry for some reason. There we go. So yes, that eventually we could, but we're starting out with those 12 features.
But hey, let's be honest, compared to other projects, when you're looking at a coin that's already delivered 3, one coming every single month, and an exchange where they give you 50% of the profits, I mean, how could you do any better?
And how about as far as the launchpad goes? Will that also go back to holders?
What was that, sorry?
Rob, I think he was asking if the launchpad funds go back to holders as well.
Yeah. No, what we're actually doing with that is that's actually, if you call that, say, the front end money, and then the back end money is the money on the actual exchange and the volume. All we're really bothered about, we've created that system with the launches to be able to launch. And yeah, the refinery, we will obviously make money on them tokens because we're going to have to gem cave, things like that. That's the value add for us. And having a brand made out of only launching gems. But your lower ones, all we want is just the exchange volume, just to get obviously on our exchange to pump that up. So we put that money back into the people, and then we make the money on the back end with the increased exchange volume. That's the strategy with it.
Great. Yeah, so I think we've covered everything. If there's anything you wanted to recap or anything we've missed, yeah, I can send it back to you guys.
And if there's any other questions, anybody feel free to pop their hand up, and we're happy to answer them.
Can I just ask?
Over to our group, we'll be holding it. We always hold the VC for at least an hour after any of our AMAs to answer any extra questions. So come on over and have a good time.
Did you have a question, Matt?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Just kind of a quick newbie question. I've only used Pink Cell for pre-sales. Does it work pretty much the same kind of way? Or
Yeah, the same. Yeah, you would just obviously connect your wallet, and then when you obviously purchase, then it will just at the time then it will come. You'd be available to claim. So you just press claim, and then obviously you claim them tokens what you got for your contribution. But it's just a simple process. Yeah.
cool. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah. Is there any more questions from the team or investors?
Yeah,
The
I'd like
team.
what I'd like to say is that what we're doing is we're adding premium features. But what we want is the exchange volume. So we're not after, because the the volume is what actually pays everything. So yeah, we're not after sort of charging for premium features and then making revenue model off that. So we're going to create these premium features and keep innovating that really well and bringing like the best of the best. And we're not going to charge anything for it. So we can just blow like Bog Finance out the water, because why would you use Bog when you can use ours and it's free and it's fully automated and there's no cost. So that's how we're going to get the volume as well. It's about putting the money back into the project instead of being greedy and really sort of pushing on the development side of it, but putting a lot back into it so we can just capitalize on the exchange volume and offer like real innovations. Like obviously Rob's background, he's just got into crypto. I know he's been trading crypto for years, but this is new for him being a dev side of it. And the ideas from then, like the real world, a guy who's got 5 companies and do you know what I mean? He knows that side of it. For him to come into crypto, it brings so much fresh ideas, like the way we can market this. And we were saying that what we're going to do is go into other channels. Like I said, there's a group with 30,000 people, another token. We can say, well, see the box, see where you're saying like buy our token, and normally they give a link to Pancake sale. We can say how much are they paying you? They say nothing. How much is PooCoin paying you for you pointing traffic to there? There's nothing. We say we'll pay you two grand a week, and then you point everyone to our exchange. So that's going to be like one of the strategies, and this is because you've got people like Codex who work for the government. You've got Rob, who's just an app developer. You've got people what have grown like successful businesses and have come into crypto, and we're taking it like a business, running it like a corporation, and coming with fresh ideas, like a complete game changer. Like we're in this forest hype, like Stephen's even mentioned this. We're getting a guy rapping for us. We're going to we've got a launch song that's going to be dropping, and like we can potentially create a new wave of hype. And if you know what happens with meme coins, and when you get these new hype waves, that's to like 1,000 X's, isn't it? You need to be at the start of that hype. And I think we can, with everything we're doing, I think we can just be really fresh and come with it and just completely pop off, in my opinion. But obviously I'm biased.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd like to on that too. Basically, when I look at the project, anybody who knows me in here, if you don't, DM me. But if you do, you know me as well, that I tend to look at things through drunk goggles, and those drunk goggles make me look at everything through the marketing perspective. I don't even look at some of the tokenomics sometimes. But with this one, my biggest dilemma isn't whether it's going to fail or whether it's going to succeed. I'm just wondering if the utility is going to provide the biggest pump, or if the marketing team is going to provide the biggest pump. It's a tough choice, but I know both of them will probably do very well. And we're just in the beginning phases of setting up the marketing team that's going to be doing everything. But the team we have set up, it's I'm not just saying this because I'm promoting the project. I'm going to throw in a lot of money into this project. But it's an incredible team. It's pretty awesome, and we're only building it. So as we're moving forward, this team, we've already got I think 18 members, 16 members, somewhere in there right now. and about 12 of them are active and have their own special skill sets. And we're in the process of hiring different people to control different parts of our marketing budget and of our marketing team that really know how to work each individual system. So we're not trying to do just scattered marketing. This is going to be a structured plan. The plan is going to be something that's put together in place. It's going to be amicable, and it's going to be completely fluctuating. Obviously, we have a chat every single day. And one thing that JLAT touched on, that they're not stingy and they're not looking for,
No,
they're trying to pull money off of it. This team that I've worked with, they have no problem spending money as long as it's money spent wisely. And I really respect that. And I'm excited, guys. I know I'm rambling on here, but I'm just really excited about the project. And I'm not saying that as a team member, just as an investor, but we're poised to make a big jump here.
Yeah, like I'll be straight, right? Me and Qualitones are project managers. We've been in crypto both since like 2017. We've worked for projects. We've seen that how you can manage them better is probably the best way I can say it, right? You know what I mean? That's been nicely. And we know what needs to do. Like, we know that, for instance, if Soldier Boy was popping, right, and that was the thing and that was fresh, you've got to do them things. That's like, there's a time and a place for that, right? And if it's popping at a time, obviously you have to be daft not to do. But we know the approach now is more AMAs, more organic. The influencers, you've got to be so careful. It's just dead, in my opinion. But what we will do, obviously, I want to bring the best people into the project. This is the thing, right? I've got no ego. So someone can do a job better than me, then I get on to do it. It's because, and we're not going to scrimp on anyone. We want to properly reward everyone and build up the teams with someone we'll be able to drive it forward for a long time. You know what I mean? Because they've got the experience and they can run their own thing. Like I've said to you, haven't I, Steve? Just if you can just run it, and that's the plan in the future, isn't it? You can just run it yourself.
Yeah. And you know what?
Great. Yeah.
And nobody can run anything themselves. And that's why with this project, I've really been concentrating on building up a team that the team is what I rely on. And as long as we have reliable people who we know are honest, who we know are good, who we know are skilled, the marketing, it's going to be easy moving forward from here. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, that's great. I understand that with the ego and stuff. I have no ego either, and that helps with projects. People with ego, it all goes tits up. And and Steve and Elwyn, Lewis is community manager, so it's going to go really great. You've got a good team, core team behind you. You've got good marketing behind you with Steve H, and you've got Elwyn as a community manager. So I'm really excited for Degem's future as well, and the decks that they're going to build. It's really good. So I always say at the end as well,
Elwyn, he's awesome. Elwyn is the best community manager I've ever seen. So I'm excited for that too. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, and he doesn't get involved in projects that aren't going places. So yeah, it's cool. And so anyone listening back to the recording, we can send you over to the Telegram for Degem. If you've got any questions listening to the recording afterwards, we're going to share that with Degem for their community, send it out across the BSC and pin that in our chat as well. And Degem is welcome back to keep us updated on the on the project as it goes forward as well in the text chat. Just send me a DM or post it in the chat if you can. And it's a really exciting project for us to have an AMA with. It's really nice. Thank you very much for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having us, Glenn. We really appreciate it, and we'd love to come back in a month or two and give everybody an update of what's going on. Oh
yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, we always like to keep it updated and do another AMA and everything. Yeah. So it's an exciting project, and I'm happy you came today, and I appreciate it, and take care, guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you so much, man. Thanks for the AMA, and we're excited to promote to your investors here. And no, I know I have a little conflict as I'm an admin, but I'm just speaking my honest truth, and I really think this thing's gonna blow, man.
Yeah, it's a legit long-term project with great sort of utility, and I'm sure our investors, will be aping into Degem, no problem. And so it's great to have these projects here, to share with our investors.
I do have a problem with the project, though, man. I really do have one big problem. I don't have enough B&B.
Well, when BNB is $50,000 like Bitcoin, maybe, yeah.
I need BUSD, actually. BUSD, that's what I need.
BNB.
I need a lot more.
You're not upping your prices though, Steve. No, don't try that one after I showed you them prices last night.
Hey
Listen,
guys, is it too late to ask a question?
Oh no, go on, Mary.
No.
Yeah, just
We're
before I
still
start
here.
recording, but yeah.
I'm here.
I was listening and I think it sounds like an awesome project. One of the best I've heard so far, I think. And yeah, I'm pretty new, so I haven't heard that many maybe. But I
We
was
got
thinking,
Mary's endorsement.
yeah, I was thinking about, you said you had this exchange coming where you can just see everything at once. And that sounds so awesome. Is it like, will that be for only the projects that launching on your exchange, or
For everyone? It's basically
Yeah, it's going to be a fully decentralized exchange, and it's essentially going to be comparable to Pancake Swap. And what we have to do is build it up into become a competing company against them. But I think JLAT could probably answer better than me.
Yeah, what we're doing, like we're routing through Pancake Swap, so you don't add liquidity to Degem. Liquidity is added to Pancake Swap, so you could any of these tokens, you can trade them on Pancake Swap as well. So it's not a risk for projects to put like all their eggs in one basket. And then if our exchange sucks, it can't get traded anywhere. They have to add additional LP. They can trade any. But what we're doing is adding for everyone to use the same as PooCoin, and Bog Finance. We're getting the best of everything and putting it on one exchange where you can obviously
but you also said that you can see all the shilling size, like where you can vote for the certain coins and stuff on the same page.
Yeah,
that
so that
seems so good.
It's kind of separate from the actual decentralized exchange. That's more of an app that has been built for our exchange that is now going to be sold out to different coins, and that way we can use that app and have our token put in their Telegram in order for them to see the chart. We sell these coins, a chart watcher through their bot program and their chat, their security program. But basically, this is kind of some of the out of the box marketing thinking that we've been going through. And if we're able to get into some major coins and some big projects, even new coins and even new launches, everybody who goes to check the price in that chat, they're going to be seeing Degem as the chart tracker instead of PooCoin or Dex tools. And we all know how laggy PooCoin has been lately, how laggy Dex tools has been lately, especially when you're running volume and checking the volume. So, I'm personally very excited about being able to be part of marketing this app included with our token.
Yeah.
So,
and then
Steve, will you also be able to track your rewards and things you get from holding the token?
Mary, do you mean through the app or through the
through the app probably?
No, so what we're going to have as far as the rewards are concerned, you're not going to stake from it. It's going to be an airdrop. But what it's going to be is you're going to have a snapshot, and then if you're in the snapshot and you hold, then you're going to use a reward stack. So then that means that only active users are basically getting the rewards. And we don't know what they're going to be either every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks. But we're going to have a bar on the website. We've got a whole new website coming with, and there's going to be a bar where it'll have it will tell you it will show you how much balance in BNB is obviously accumulating for the rewards, and then obviously it will drop in 2 weeks. But we're going to have it so in the contract you have to have held for 7 days. You have to have held your tokens to be eligible for the reward.
Yeah, that's what my question. If you sell, you're not
No.
allowed reward. Yeah, that's good. That's very
So
good.
basically,
Right. And then also
Okay.
rewards, you know, based on our volume that runs through the exchange.
Yeah.
Because this is an exchange that rewards 50% to holders, it gives a lot more incentive to decrease the. I mean, we're all whales here, so we know about the pump and dump that normally happens with mini tokens. But in this case, when you're able to earn 50% of an exchange, that's just getting walking, and I guarantee you, myself personally, we're going to be running soon. You know, I'm personally putting in a very large amount of money, and I'm pretty excited about it.
because this is another. Like when we first started the project, we said we can't do an inflationary token and have a because it just doesn't work. So then the only option is to have a 2 token model with an inflationary token for them like pooling and farming. But then we thought, do we really need that? So then we started thinking about the rewards model, and then obviously we're treating it like dividends because it's a fixed supply of 100 million. So then we went down that route, and then we were thinking, well, do we still need staking though to claim the rewards? Because you want people to stake because have you got a bit of a price for, haven't you? But then we thought, well, if we can come up with a clever solution, because we know like HODL token, only 60 people used to claim the rewards. So you can actually get way more rewards if you just get someone to have to manually claim it. So obviously that just goes back in the pot and everyone gets a big rewards.
Don't bring up HODL either. You're bringing up bad memories. You're bringing up bad memories for me.
So those who don't claim their rewards won't get them. I mean, you have to claim them or do something to.
So it encourages active users, and then the active users do get. They're obviously getting incentivized, aren't they? They're getting the benefits from people being inactive, and that's the way it should be.
I think as far as her question went, and this is a question, you know, I think is a very valid and reasonable question. When the rewards come for the 50% that comes from the exchange, do you have to claim them, or are they automatically dispersed to your wallet?
No, you'd claim them. You'd claim them because we know that there's going to be, well, there could only be 60 people actually claiming. So you're rewarding the people who are actually claiming and actually engaged in the community. The people who aren't claiming or doing, but that's when we're not going to have it daily, because we don't want someone that's too much work and it takes the fun out of it. Like it's going to be either every 2 weeks or every month, and we want it to be a good amount. That's why we're not starting it till Q2. So when it does.
Okay, great. So then the claiming is essentially, you know, every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks to be determined based on the volume. But it's good to know that way, you know, you're not having to sit in there daily or every 6 hours to sit there and claim.
What we can do with the contract is that you can't claim if you sold within 7 days. So it's basically creating a sort of staking. But you stake.
Cool, guys. Yeah, I think we've got an AMA in 20 minutes, so I'll have to finish the recording, but it's okay. We can carry on, the discussion after finish the recording. I'll send that over to Steve H, and you can share that with the community and everyone else. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, thank you very much for coming, everyone. It's been a great AMA. Good talking to you, and I'm looking forward to the future for Degem.
All right. Thank you, Glenn. And thank you everybody for listening. And if you guys have any DMs or any questions you want to shoot to us, feel free to reach out anytime. We're all here. We're all active, and we're here to help.
Cool.